Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining Hexacon, the Offensive Cybersecurity Conference held right here in Paris. I'm Renaud, one of the founders of Synactive. As you know, this conference was created and organized by security experts at Synactive. It is not just another security event run by exhibition professionals or salespeople. It is made by hackers for hackers. So let me take a short moment just to congratulate the Synactive team who made this possible, and especially the core crew, David, Vincent, Geoffrey, Lucas, Paul, and Aymeric. The question for this morning is cybersecurity still a cool place to be? It's a big industry now, filled with marketing and with people who might not have the same skills as you do. But what I love about cybersecurity, and especially offensive cybersecurity, is that it is still skill-based. In many industries, success isn't measured by dedication or talent. It's about who you know, how good you look on LinkedIn, how trendy you are on social media, or whether your parents are well known. In our field, I believe it's different. Most of the time, you're judged by your skills and your dedication. Can you find a flaw in a piece of code? Can you exploit it? Can you turn it into a useful tool, a clear report, a weapon for your customers? That's what matters. And it doesn't matter who you are. If you pop a shell on a hard target, people will notice. And any company that judges you on anything other than that, then the number of remote shells you can pop is missing the point. We have continued hiring at Synactive, and I'm genuinely amazed by the diversity of our team today, because in the end, we only care about skills. That's how we measure people. I'm not saying it has been easy for everyone. Life can be tough, and we don't all start with the same cards in our hand. But what I keep seeing is people who work hard, learn fast, and earn the right skills and the right position. The same goes for customers. As the cybersecurity industry grows, the question often becomes, has it turned into a circus? Are companies buying security assessment just for the sake of it? Just to have a report, no matter the quality of the work? I don't think that's always the case. We still see customers who are willing to pay twice, sometimes 3 times more for a proper security assessment. Customers who want us to find as many vulnerabilities as possible. We still have clients who truly value the skills we put into our work. Of course, there are exceptions. There are places where people talk and talk, pretend to buy what they need, but don't really want to know the truth. But that's not the interesting part of the market. The interesting part is where skills matter, where you can be proud of what you achieve. And when you are proud of what you do, you're usually happy. And being happy, well, it makes you happy, and that's cool. Among the things that might make cybersecurity less fun than it used to be, I would mention 2 things, tools and ethics. Let me explain. First, the tools. Of course, what would a keynote be without at least one mention of AI, right? Don't worry, I'm not going to talk only about AI. I want to talk about all the new tools appearing in our field, some AI-based, some not. I believe a large part of fun in cybersecurity comes from truly understanding the machine, the assembly language, the bytecode, how things work internally. That's where most of the joy comes from. Of course, you get a huge adrenaline rush when you find a vulnerability. But for most of you here, just understanding a complex piece of code, knowing how it works and where it breaks is already a thrill. I'm not afraid of automated tools or AI. I'm not even sure it will change that much in the future. But here is the real question for this morning. If AI keeps progressing, will it make our job less interesting or more interesting? It could make it less interesting if we end up just running tools, powerful tools that identify flaws for us. You wouldn't need to understand how things work, how the pieces fit together. It would just be around running a tool, getting results, running another tool, generating the exploit, and shipping it. Of course, I doubt it will ever be that simple, but if it were, yes, it will make the job less interesting and less fun. So that's the first question about tools and AI, but maybe that fear is just nostalgia, memories from when I was younger, scrolling through code, manually looking for vulnerabilities and enjoying every bit of it. Honestly, if I went back to vulnerability research today, I would probably find it boring and super hard, and I would probably pray for tools to speed things up so that I could go back home and take care of my kids. And I'm still not afraid of AI because what's happening now, what's happening today isn't so different from what we have seen over the last 20 years. For example, when the first fuzzers appeared, everyone said, oh, it's pointless to read code now. I know this guy, he just runs fuzzers and finds amazing bugs. I even remember arguing at DEF CON about how useful IDA and F5 were with an old hacker who swore only by the tool Hexdump. We have always seen powerful tools appear, that's nothing new. And so far, there is still plenty of room for humans. That's even, in my opinion, good news for experienced people, for those who have spent years doing the tedious manual task, the manual work of vulnerability research, and still find joy in it, but who want to sometimes get things done quickly. I'm just a bit concerned for the newcomers, the young people starting out who might not realize how important it is to truly understand, for example, assembly language, to read code without a decompiler, to analyze the control flow before pressing F5 on IDA. Not just because it's a critical skill when the tool fails, but because it's genuinely fun to understand what you're doing. So to the young people here, just starting your journey into cybersecurity, I urge you to keep doing some things manually before relying entirely on automated tools. Take time to understand, and above all, take time to have fun. I'm not even sure it will make you better at your job, but hopefully you will enjoy it. The fun of doing things on your own with simple tools and crafting your own research, your own exploits, your own understanding. It will be slow, but you will have fun while doing it. There is all this talk about the slow life movement, slow cooking, slow travel. Maybe we should start a slow hacking movement. Stop rushing to the quickest solution. Stop throwing every existing tool at a problem. Take time to analyze the system and maybe, who knows, find bugs that others would miss. Or maybe not even find bugs, but sharpen your skills and then use the tool. Of course, you can still be a good vulnerability researcher using all the tools out there. Your boss will be happy, your partner will be happy, but don't be surprised if after a while you start feeling like you're just doing the same thing over and over again. Think about it. Do it because you love your craft and because you love what you do. That was the easy part, talking about tools and fun. Now the second topic, geopolitics and ethics. When I think back to my early days in IT security, it was fun. No politics, no geopolitics. So today it's harder. You need to decide who you work for, and sometimes that's not easy. And yes, it's boring. Imagine a tennis league where you have to choose where you're allowed to play. There is this great competition in Moscow, but playing there is a criminal offense. There is a small underground tournament that pays well, but you better not go. That's how it is. It is the downside of working in a field where people with power and money are now paying attention to what you do. And I don't want to lecture anyone because I'm lucky. I live and I work in France. And of course, I won't talk about taxes, political instability, or strikes. No. I mean, I'm lucky because we have a strong laws that prevents abuse in offensive security. People like the CNCTR, the commission that oversees interception methods. It might not be, for some of you, it might not be as easy in your country, and I'm not judging you. I'm sure, I hope your government is doing its best to protect its citizens, maintain stability, and preserve peace. I just hope I will stay lucky for a long time, as we are seeing that even in powerful all democracy, the line between fair and unfair can blur very quickly. Some people say, well, if you care so much about ethics, just work on the defensive side. I do care about defense. It's a big part of what we do at Synactive. But it's not that simple. And sometime late at night, I ask myself silly questions. Questions such as, by making their phones so secure, has Apple protected more terrorists and criminals, or more journalists and freedom fighters? They can both face law enforcement in their own countries, and they both use the same encryption to hide. I know it's a silly question, and sorry for asking. But still, that's what we wanted to invite Ivan Kirstich, the head of security engineering and architecture at Apple. And thank you for being here. Everyone sees him as one of the good guys, while some of you in this room, sorry for that, are seen as the bad guys, the one breaking into system. And of course, it's not that simple. Privacy and encryption are just tools. They can be used by good people, they can be used by bad people. And of course, I'm not arguing against encryption and privacy. I have just seen cases where those same tools were used by people who absolutely should be in jail. It's not because you're on the blue team that you're always protecting the right people. It's not because you're on the red team that you're always attacking the right people either. And that's also why we have invited Donaka Okiarville from Amnesty International. They have done an incredible job protecting journalists, and it's both an honor and a duty for us to listen to what he has to say. Of course, and I know it, journalists are not always perfect. Most are good people, but bad actors can hide among them. I've met personally journalists with political agenda, pushing specific ideas, maybe even paid to do so. That's not the ideal image of a journalist, someone who simply observes the world and reports it as it is, nothing more. And just to be clear, I'm not supporting the very dangerous ideas that the media are corrupt. It's a very dangerous idea, it's a very dangerous narrative, and we know autocrats love to spread it. I'm talking about rare and very specific cases. And because you are all smart people here in this room, you know the world isn't black and white. You can play with dangerous ideas without falling into traps. So, are we the good guys or the bad guys? I don't know. We are selling offensive knowledge and tools. It's like gun. As a Frenchman, it's hard for me to understand the gun debate in the US. And of course, I'm in favor of strict controls. Some people could say, hacking tools don't hack people. People hack people. But that's exactly why we must work only with the most responsible partners. Tools are tools. They will be used for good and for bad. But if you sell them to the wrong people, it's just too easy to say you didn't know. So thank you for listening to my rants. The more time passes, the more I think about this side of my job, the one I wish didn't exist. I wish it were simple, good guys on one side, bad guys on the other, but it's not. The world is a complex place. Overall, I just want to say you're all welcome here. I'm sure most of you are doing your best to help your country, your friends, your customers to do what's right. And I truly believe most of you are on the right side of things, working for a better world. If that's not the case, think about it. It's okay to keep working, to take care of yourself and your family, but once you have enough, food, a home, maybe even a swimming pool, at least if you don't live in Paris, just think again and try to do the right thing. So, thank you everyone, and have fun here in Paris. Let's Hexacon start, and the team present you what's next. Thank you all.